The Glass Castle by Jeannette Walls. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are exploring one of the most powerful and emotionally charged memoirs of modern literature, The Glass Castle by Jeannette Walls. This book is more than just a story. It is a deeply personal journey through hardship, hope, and the unbreakable bond of family. In this video, I will provide a detailed summary and analysis of this remarkable work, discussing its themes, characters, and the profound life lessons it offers. My channel is dedicated to exploring books that shape how we think, feel, and understand the world. And The Glass Castle is a perfect example of literature that transforms suffering into strength and vulnerability into wisdom. So sit back and allow me to guide you through the haunting yet inspiring story of Jeannette Walls, her unconventional family, and the resilience that carried her from poverty to success. Jeannette Walls' The Glass Castle was published in 2005 and immediately captured readers with its brutal honesty and vivid storytelling. The memoir recounts Walls' childhood growing up in a family marked by instability, poverty, and neglect, yet also defined by creativity, intelligence, and love. From the first page, Walls establishes her voice as reflective, honest, and compassionate, never descending into bitterness despite the hardships she endured. The title itself, The Glass Castle, comes from a dream her father often spoke of, a grand, transparent house powered by solar energy, a symbol of both his boundless imagination and his failure to turn dreams into reality. Throughout the memoir, The Glass Castle becomes a powerful metaphor for illusion and hope, representing both the beauty and fragility of the Walls family's aspirations. The story opens in a striking scene. Jeannette, now a successful journalist in New York City, spots her mother rummaging through a dumpster on the street. This moment is shocking, not just because of its imagery, but because of what it reveals about the contrasts in Jeannette's life. Success built atop the foundation of extreme poverty. From this moment, she takes us back to her childhood, painting a portrait of a family constantly on the move, chasing adventure and freedom while slipping deeper into destitution. Her father, Rex Walls, is a complex figure, charismatic, brilliant, and full of grand ideas, but also plagued by alcoholism and an inability to provide stability. Her mother, Rosemary Walls, is an artist and dreamer who rejects societal norms, preferring to focus on her paintings rather than the practicalities of raising 4 children. Together, they lead their family through a nomadic life in the American Southwest, living in desert towns and abandoned houses, surviving off scraps while spinning tales of a better future. As a young child, Jeannette idolizes her parents. She sees magic in their eccentricity and adventure in their constant relocations. Her father teaches her about science, stars, and survival. Her mother teaches her about art and imagination. But as the family's circumstances grow worse, the children begin to see the cracks in their parents' idealism. Rex's drinking escalates, and the money he earns disappears into alcohol and gambling. Rosemary's refusal to work or discipline the children leaves them vulnerable and hungry. Despite this, Jeannette's early voice in the memoir remains hopeful and innocent, reflecting how children often perceive chaos as normal until reality forces clarity. The family eventually settles in Welch, West Virginia, a poor mining town and Rex's childhood home. Here, their lives take a darker turn. The house they move into is dilapidated, without plumbing or heat. The children face bullying at school, hunger at home, and emotional instability from their parents. Welch becomes a symbolic setting for despair, a place where dreams begin to die. Yet it is also the place where the Walls children begin to assert independence. Jeannette, along with her siblings, Lori, Brian, and Maureen, learns the necessity of self-reliance. They take odd jobs, save money, and slowly plan their escape from the cycle of dysfunction. The contrast between their parents' irresponsibility and their own maturity becomes one of the memoir's central ironies. Rex Walls remains one of literature's most haunting father figures. He is deeply flawed, yet undeniably human. His intelligence and charisma make him an unforgettable character, capable of inspiring awe and heartbreak in equal measure. When sober, he is passionate and loving, filling his children's heads with wonder and knowledge. When drunk, he is violent, unreliable, and disruptive. The duality of Rex's character represents the complicated nature of love, how affection can coexist with disappointment, and how a child's longing for approval can endure even in the face of betrayal. Rosemary Walls, on the other hand, embodies a different form of complexity. She is not cruel or intentionally neglectful, but her detachment from reality and her obsession with independence make her complicit in her children's suffering. She believes that hardship builds character, and in some ways, she's right, but the cost is devastating. Each of the Walls children responds differently to their environment. Lori, the eldest, channels her pain into art and dreams of escaping to New York City. Brian, tough and loyal, becomes Jeanette's protector, showing resourcefulness beyond his years. Maureen, the youngest, struggles the most with the family's dysfunction and eventually breaks under the pressure. Jeannette, the narrator, becomes the bridge between them all. Determined, intelligent, and introspective, her growth from a naive, idealistic child to a self-sufficient adult mirrors the memoir's overarching journey from illusion to truth. The symbolism of the glass castle lies at the heart of the book. Rex's constant promise to build it serves as both comfort and torment to his children. It represents his boundless dreams and his refusal to face reality. As Jeannette grows older, she realizes that the glass castle will never be built, and in that realization, she begins to free herself from the illusions of her childhood. Yet, the dream still carries meaning. It reflects the human tendency to cling to hope, even when hope is fragile. The castle becomes a symbol, not only of failure, but also of aspiration, a reminder that even unrealized dreams can shape our will to move forward. The memoir also explores the theme of freedom, how it can both liberate and destroy. Rex and Rosemary claim to raise their children freely, unshackled by rules or expectations. They believe that real learning happens through experience, not schooling, and that structure kills creativity. But this so-called freedom often crosses into neglect, forcing the children to fend for themselves in dangerous situations. Walls' story asks a critical question. What is the line between independence and abandonment? As Jeannette learns, true freedom is not the absence of rules. It is the power to choose one's own path, to take control of one's destiny. Another central theme is the complexity of family love. The Glass Castle challenges the reader to understand that love is not always nurturing or safe. Jeanette's relationship with her parents is full of contradictions. She loves them deeply, but resents their irresponsibility. She forgives them, but never excuses them. This nuanced portrayal of love resonates with readers because it mirrors real life, the way affection and frustration often intertwine. By the end of the memoir, Walls does not offer a simplistic resolution. Her parents never change, and their flaws remain, yet she finds peace through acceptance, recognizing that love does not have to mean approval. Poverty, too, is a recurring force in the memoir. Walls's depiction of hunger, homelessness, and shame is unflinching. However, she avoids portraying herself as a victim. Instead, she presents poverty as both destructive and formative. It robs her of comfort, but fuels her determination. Her eventual escape from Welch to New York City symbolizes the triumph of will over circumstance. In New York, Jeannette works her way through college, becoming a journalist and achieving the stability her parents could never provide. What makes this triumph powerful is her refusal to disown her past. She carries her childhood with her, not as a burden, but as proof of her endurance. Walls's writing style adds to the memoir's power. Her prose is clean, vivid, and deeply empathetic. She recounts painful memories without sentimentality or self-pity. Her tone evolves as she matures, from the wonder of childhood to the reflection of adulthood. mirroring her internal growth. The storytelling feels cinematic, filled with sensory detail that makes the reader see, hear, and feel every moment. Each anecdote, whether tragic or absurd, serves to deepen our understanding of the family's dynamics. The emotional impact of The Glass Castle lies in its ability to balance despair with hope. It shows the reader that suffering can be transformative, that brokenness can lead to strength. The memoir does not glamorize hardship, but it acknowledges that adversity can reveal one's true character. Through her story, Jeannette Walls teaches that forgiveness is not weakness, it is a form of freedom. She learns to see her parents as products of their own broken dreams, understanding that they gave what they could, even if it wasn't enough. Ultimately, The Glass Castle is about resilience, the capacity to rise despite the odds. It's about the power of dreams, the courage to confront reality, and the grace to forgive. It reminds readers that no matter where we come from, we have the power to define where we are going. Jeannette's journey from a little girl clinging to her father's promises to a woman who builds her own version of the glass castle is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Her story encourages us to look beyond our pain and find meaning in our struggles. In conclusion, The Glass Castle by Jeannette Walls is not just a memoir. It is a mirror held up to the complexities of love, family, and the pursuit of freedom. It is a story that asks us to confront the messy, contradictory nature of human relationships and to find compassion even in imperfection. Walls' courage to tell her story with honesty and grace transforms personal pain into universal truth. The memoir teaches us that our past does not define us, it refines us. The Glass Castle may never have been built, but its spirit lives on in Jeannette's resilience, in her storytelling, and in every reader who finds strength in her words. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep and thoughtful exploration of The Glass Castle by Jeannette Walls, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Your support helps this community grow and allows me to continue creating detailed analyses of books that challenge our perspectives and move our hearts. Until next time, keep reading, keep reflecting, and remember, no matter how fragile life may seem, even shattered glass can reflect the light.